Welcome to the home of the latest royal breaking news. Significant impact: Prince William can't forgive Harry totally following gross disrespect. Please remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for updates. Prince William and Harry once shared a strong relationship. The Sussexes' disagreement is thought to have gotten worse after the Sussexes' decision to leave their roles as working members of the firm, since the Duke of Sussex claimed in 2019 that he and his brother were on separate parts. According to a royal author, Prince William can't totally forgive Harry for his decision to leave the firm as a full-time employee. According to author and journalist Katie Nicole, this has to do with the fact that the Prince of Wales and his family have been significantly influenced by Megxit, as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's choice to resign from their top positions within the royal family was dubbed in 2020. When Harry stepped back from his royal duties, it was very difficult for William, and I think that's partly why this rift hasn't been resolved. Because, William can't completely forgive Harry for what he's done, the author of the recently published book, The New Royals. Queen Elizabeth's legacy and the future of the crown told us weekly. It made a significant difference to him, Catherine, and their small family. They were placed in an excellent location. They were thrust into the spotlight much earlier as a result. Prince William and his 9-year-old son, Prince George, are now the heirs of the kingdom following the succession of King Charles III on September 8th. As the fifth in line, Prince Harry's position on the line of succession also changed. However, because he is no longer a working member of the firm, he is unable to carry out any official duties or provide financial support for the crown. The brothers and their spouses put on a display of unity when they went out in Windsor 2 days after their deaths to greet mourners and see the memorials placed. The brothers and their spouses put on a display of unity when they went out in Windsor 2 days after their deaths to greet mourners and to see the memorials placed for the late royal. William and Harry reunited once for additional activities associated with Queen's funeral. The brothers and their spouses put on a display of unity when they went out in Windsor 2 days after their mother's death to greet mourners and see the memorial placed for the late royal. William and Harry reunited once more for additional activities associated with the Queen's funeral, such as procession that transported the late monarch's casket from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Hall and the September 17 grandchildren's vigil. The world learned of Prince Harry and Meghan's intentions to step down as senior royals on January 8, 2020. But the Duke of Sussex had already begun discussing his intention to change his status within the royal family with the Queen and King Charles. At the end of March 2 years ago, the Sussexes formally left the firm as full-time employees. Since then, they have moved to California and established their business, Archwell, which consists of 2 production giants and a non-profit foundation. The Sussexes also signed multi-year contracts with streaming services Spotify and Netflix to create audio and video materials that inspire, educate, and entertain in order to acquire financial independence, similar to how they did with Megxit. Both the Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed contracts to write books. However, while Meghan wrote The Bench, a children's book inspired by her son Archie's relationship with Harry, in quotes, intimate memoir in the coming months. Both the Duke and Duchess of Sussex signed contracts to write books. However, while Meghan wrote The Bench, a children's book inspired by her son Archie's relationship with Harry, her husband is anticipated to publish in quotes, intimate memoir in the coming months. When this autobiography may make claims or reveal information about the firm, Harry and Meghan have already talked about their difficulties while they were working as members of the royal family and have made serious racial accusations against the organization. The Prince of Wales made the unusual choice to react to a question from a reporter during an engagement after the interview was broadcast saying, "We are very much not a racist family." In other news, Prince Andrew won't be expelled from Windsor because the Queen has prepared a backup plan for him. According to an expert, the Queen will have cared for Andrew because there has been conversation regarding his finances and way of life since the monarch's passing. It was alleged that Prince Andrew won't be evicted from Windsor Castle since Queen Elizabeth II had financial preparations in place for him before she passed away. The Royal Lodge, a Grade 2 listed residence in Windsor Great Park, is home to the second son of the Queen and King Charles III's older brother, together with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. Russell Myers, the Mirror's royal editor, stated on the Royal Beat podcast that Andrew and Sarah won't be getting booted out of Windsor. According to Mr. Myers, the Queen will have cared for Andrew because there has been conversation regarding his funds and way of life since the monarch's passing. Thanks for watching till the end.